it's like sleeping on the most comfortable pillow. Hello, my friends. This is Jonesy Boy here, and welcome to my review of my DT 990 Pro 250 ohm headphones by Beyerdynamic. I keep wanting to say biometric for some reason. It's pretty annoying. But I'm going to be comparing these to one other set of headphones, and that's mainly because in the past, 5-10 years, I've only used a couple sets of headphones, really. And out of the two, this is like the best set of headphones that I've ever used for a long period of time. That is, I've definitely tried a few different headphones at different trade shows and stuff like that, or over at Best Buy and what have you. But I have to admit that these are some of the best headphones I've used. I've not gone to an audiophile trade show or like CES or anything like that to be able to try any audiophile level headphones. I would definitely consider these like lower level audiophile headphones. That's just mainly because of what I've read and how I've listened to them. These are fantastic, by the way. Really, really comfortable. And they do have a slide adjust on here, and if you are blind, they do have, I'm sorry if that doesn't focus there, but if you're blind, you're probably not watching this video, you're listening to it. They do have Braille to figure out which one's left and which one's right. So if you get used to how to read these, which is left and which is right, you'll be able to put them on without even thinking about it. And yet the cord only comes out one side anyway, so just remember the cord's always on the left. I do love the cord. That is one of the things I love the most about this headset, is that the cord is coiled. It's decently heavy duty, but it doesn't seem to add a whole lot of weight to the headset. The headset is actually really light. As you can see in this footage that I'm showing you right here, the DT 990 Pro headphones are actually just a little bit lighter than the G35 or this Razer headset, which I don't remember the model of. It's my girlfriend's Razer headset. But I will be bringing you a video of that next week, I believe. She just got those. I do really like the leather strap over the top. Well, it's not really a strap, but kind of this banding that goes over the top of the aluminum. I do really like this. This means that it's replaceable. If you do have any issues, you can pull it off, as you can see here. Now I have to rewire this wire. That's kind of annoying. Why did I do that? Anyway, where I was going with that is that if you do need to remove this leather piece for any odd reason, then you definitely can. If it wears out, maybe you haven't washed your hair in a while and your hair grease gets up in there, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, it's like, come on. But it wears out at the leather sometimes. Actually, most common for me is, I start sweating around the head area right here, and it ends up wearing out the ear cups if they're leather or pleather ear cups. So they end up falling apart on me, which is actually why I went with these headphones, because they have the velour. It's actually really, really comfortable, this cloth type material. I do have to admit, it does kind of clamp on your head a little bit tight compared to other headphones. So that might be a little bit of a concern for some people, but they're quite adjustable. They're not heavy. They're pretty comfy. And I forgot to admit that they are open back headphones, so there is a lot of sound bleed, and you do hear a lot of sound in the surrounding area, so you don't have that noise canceling ability of other headphones. But that's fine. That's not what I'm looking for. I am in a studio room where the walls, if you have not seen some of my other videos, are actually foamed out, so it is pretty quiet in this little office / studio, whatever you want to call it. I drive this with an M box, actually. So Most people will probably drive this with an amp or a DAC. That's fine, but I drive this with an external sound card known as an M-Box. It's for running Pro Tools, and the reason why I do that is because I already had it on hand, and I wasn't going to buy another amp or DAC or an amp DAC combo to be able to run this set of headphones. I just use the M-Box as my external sound card. I do have some studio speakers as well that I use, and they're, if you don't know studio speakers, they have no sound modification goes into them. So when you're listening to the sound, it's true sound, and that's the same thing with these headphones. When you're listening to them, it's true sound. In comparison to any gaming headsets or anything like that, it's not true sound. I don't find that the treble is tinny. I do not find that the midtones are too high, and I do not find that the bass is too boomy or ends up distorting these headphones. And that might be because I'm running it through an M-Box. I have not tried this with any other amps or DACs, which would be nice, actually. That'd be a good idea to try it with a few different ones. But I need to find them before I can test them out with that. I do listen to FLAC audio, or as you can see, I have as you've probably seen, I do have a record player that I do listen to sometimes as well on these headphones, and it's FLAC lossless audio or records tend to have some of the best audio quality. It's non-distorted, non-compressed audio quality, and that will provide some of the best sound reproduction for listening to on headphones like this. Now, I definitely would not recommend purchasing these headphones if you're just looking to play games. If you're looking to play, well, maybe I would. You know what? Let me take that back. I would probably recommend these for some fantastic sound reproductions in games, especially if you're playing Battlefield 4, which you probably see footage of me right now failing at Battlefield 4, but the sound reproduction in that game is fantastic on these headphones. It would give a soldier PTSD. I'm sorry to bring that up, but yes, it would give a soldier PTSD. It's horrible to say. But I also play a few other games with these headphones. Actually, I played pretty much every game in my list on here, and that's well over 400 some games on these headphones, and I have yet to not enjoy the sound quality of these headphones. Now, that does not say anything for the sound quality of the game itself. I find more issues with game sound quality with these headphones than I ever did with the G35, which I find pretty entertaining. And that's because the G35 actually pushes out some sound modifications before it reaches the ear cups, which distorts some of the sound. It's like listening to if you have a Logitech 5.1 surround sound system, that is not true audio. You always want to go for true audio, like studio speakers or studio headphones like these. And these have been great for me for recording. I actually do record music. If some of you didn't know that, I do record music, and these are great for listening to the sound reproduction. I did do some mastering with my G35 headset, and the audio quality actually came out pretty bad. Now, when I've used these, the audio quality came out fantastic. And that might be because of a change in skill, or it might be because of the G35 sound reproduction is just not that great in comparison to these. I did tend to move away from my G35 headset after a while and move to the M Audio studio speakers instead. One thing I have to admit is that I actually received these headphones on sale for a pretty good sale price. I believe it was actually $150, where right now they sell for $250, $300, I think is what the price tag is. So I got them on a really, really sweet deal, and definitely worth the price. I would actually say definitely worth the $200 that that I believe they normally sell at. Now, I know that there's a few different ohm ratings in this series of headsets, the 990 Pro. You have the 250, I believe there's a 600 ohm, 35 ohm, and I'm not recalling what the other one is. Just remember that the lower the ohms, the less power it takes to drive the headset. So if you don't want the 250 ohm headset because you don't have something to drive it, I mean, these do sound okay on a phone or like an iPhone or an iPad or a Nook or any small device like that, but they're not the greatest, and you kind of have to turn up the sound quite a bit. I would recommend getting the 35 ohm headset for something like that. Now, with the 35 ohm headset, I have heard that the clamping on them is actually a lot less. And that's the thing about these headphones, I believe I already mentioned it, is that the clamping is a little bit tight around the head. So when you put them on, just slightly tight. But it's okay. You can wear them for quite a long time, and I definitely have. I've definitely worn them for hours and hours on end listening to music or playing games, and I've not had a problem. Normally, when the headphones are heavy or they don't sit on your head right, you get kind of a pain in the top of your head. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that. And sometimes if you try to relieve that pain by moving the strap up a little bit higher, you end up pushing down on your ears and it hurts your ears a little bit. But these, I do not find I have either of those problems. So they're fantastic. They're really great for wearing for long periods of time. Fantastically comfortable. And I have to say, this cloth, this velour, is really, really amazing. It's like sleeping on the most comfortable pillow you've ever slept on. Just go to your local sound store and ask them if you can put one of these headsets on. Try them out. They're really comfortable. You'll find out very quickly that you probably prefer these over many other headphones just for the comfort. I think that's all I have to say. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.